About 8 seconds left in the round.
Bell rang. Ali went back to the corner. He finally, the nightmare he'd been awaiting in the ring had finally come to visit him. He was in the ring with a man he could not dominate, who was stronger than him, who was not afraid of him, who was going to try to knock him out, and who punched harder than Ali could punch. And this man was determined and unstoppable. And Ali had a look on his face that I'll never forget. It's the only time I ever saw fear in Ali's eyes. Ali looked as if he looked into himself and said, all right, this is the moment. This is what you've been waiting for. This is that hour. And do you have the guts? And he kind of nodded to himself like, you got to get it together, boy. You really got to get it together. And you are going to get it together. You will get it together. He nodded some more, looking as if he were looking into his maker, the eyes of his maker.
That sequence you've just seen, whether or not it was another attempt at headbutting B on the keyboard or on the screen, whether it was another instance of something that pretty much it has been the case that quite a few people at times have been dealing with an overdose of headbutting B on the keyboard. And they've got a B overdose. But anyway, let's just go with it. Chances are that was set up as some sort of method to try and bring about some sort of denouement. As a metaphor, it falls flat. It's not a metaphor or go anywhere near. But I think it shows you got two people there, Ali and Foreman. And both of them were effective in within their given field. Right? No disputing that. But that was within their given field. You would see that play out in Ali's life. You'd see that play out in Foreman's life. It's just, especially with Ali, and to a certain extent Foreman. As far as I know, and I don't know everything about him. I don't know very much about him. But the sequence sort of tries to depict what took place there, or maybe an attempt, or that was done like so long ago. But there's no way on earth I'd go along with it. I'd be taken in by a metaphor like that. Be intoxicated with a metaphor like that. No way. And what Mailer assume, let's just go with it. That was an attempt to be on the keyboard. Mailer characterises Ali in a way that's fantasy. That's not how people think in those situations. That's not how I think anyway. How I thought. Thought. You just don't. You know, if you're when you're doing stuff, when you're working or whatever, or when you're at a certain level, when you're doing whatever it is that you do, and you're faced with a situation where you need to sort of really get down to brass tacks, and you sort of just deal with the, it's a practical approach. Whatever it is, it's like there's a degree of that in science, there's a degree of that in art. There's ultimately there's a degree of that in life. But I'm talking about now to even post that sequence. It's sort of stuff that was dealt with ages ago. If that metaphor is applied. But like I say, I'm not the type of person to get intoxicated by a metaphor like that. It just ain't the way I am. By any stretch of the imagination. And so I can hear some birds, which is just gone 5:15 in the morning. It's daylight's on its way. I may or may not be off to bed soon. Maybe today may be a long stretch. Let's DJs. But yeah, you really do. I really do. Or I really did. And if I need to, whenever, I really do. It's just really pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff. But yeah, I mean, with Ali, till I deal with that fella, it's that thing with text again, isn't it? And because that was his only real outlet, you saw what would take place further on down the line with the fella. Anyway, I was going to refer to something there, but I won't. I'll concentrate on this. But yeah, so the flowery, extravagant way Mailer portrays it was encouraged to portray it. Sort of falls flat. I don't think people, mind you, I'm not knowing, I'm assuming a lot here about that particular event. I'm guessing that people in that situation would really have a level of concentration and above average, a way above average approach to dealing with stuff, sort of, and that's what Ali would have had, but only within that given field. that sort of strikes at a problem, and that is that although he could operate within that one field, that's really all that bloke had. That's one of the many reasons that metaphor falls completely flat. There's no way I'd live by a metaphor like that, like I said. Who would? It's a bit overly dramatic. You see these people on the telly. When I watch sport, you just sit there, you watch them, and you watch the event, and then what's that? It was. I don't think I was ever into that fella that much before Ali. Before. Anyway, like I said, it's a metaphor that I wouldn't be intoxicated by. No way, never in a million years. But yeah, today's just been gradually just toning things down. Enjoyed today, especially when yes, I mean it's now Thursday the 14th. I'm talking about stuff that happened yesterday. An enjoyable day, really enjoyable day. Like I said, things are going well. Things are going well. But yeah. Should I go into detail about that? Not really. It's just sort of, it makes enough sense to me. But yeah, you have this real, like I said, the type of flowery, to apply my approach to that scenario that's depicted in that sequence. You have really like level-headed, grounded, measured sense. You more deal with practicalities. The time for flamboyance and flowery mentality. You ain't gonna get very far with that when you're doing whatever it is you're doing. Or you want to reach at least high enough level. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. I need to eat. I haven't eaten for ages. But yeah. It's like I said, watching the comings and goings out there. Not much going on. Which is pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean the the characterization, the interpretation, the supposed interpretation of what would take place in a situation like that, I think is flawed. I think Ali's, despite considerable expertise in his field, that was pretty much that about the guy. And, you know, he was an entertainer as well, I suppose. But it really centres around that field that he specialised in. And as far as I'm concerned, luckily, not only would I not live by a metaphor like that, not only would I not be intoxicated by a metaphor like that, but you know, somehow I can, that sort of thing. But yeah, starting to interesting developments. Gone quite a way back now. So yeah, like I said, since the time of, well, pretty much from yesterday afternoon, I've just been settling things down and figuring. Found this great piece of music. It gets me thinking of my future misses. But yeah, bit of traffic. Just a bit like, like I said, yeah. Mailer. I'm sure he must have been a great writer, but I read one of his books years ago, so it was quite good. Actually, it wasn't actually. Come to think of it, it was okay at best. That's, you know, literary critic Leslie Jays, and yeah. So yeah, now it's settled down for the. I may listen to a bit more music. I may just kick back and wait until, if I do, sleep. If I don't, wait until I get exhausted enough to sleep, or if I get so exhausted I can't sleep for whatever reason, I'll have to do something to make sure that I do get off to sleep, even though I'd rather not. But anyway, yeah, daylight is on its way. Summer. Hang on a sec. July, August. Approaching the middle. Yeah, we're approaching the middle of the mid part of the summer. So yeah. To think that yeah. So yeah. So since since yesterday afternoon, it's just been a case of just turning things down, listening to some music with as I do. What am I going to eat? I don't actually know. Crumpets, I reckon. I'll have to chuck them in the microwave and then chuck them in the toaster. And yeah, so yeah, great piece of music that I found. Pity the rest of the record wasn't up to that standard by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, me and my future missus in Amsterdam. Wouldn't know. Well, vehicles, the traffic at R4, R5. So I'm feeling a bit groggy. But can't see myself getting off for quite some time. Yeah. I mean, there's something to do to think about this. Think about texts. Interests me anyway. But yeah. Yeah, I do remember Ollie going on for way too long. Again, that's essentially, it seemed to be everything in his life was revolved around that sport, which tends to be the case for a lot of athletes, I think. But yeah, but in the case, maybe in the case of the people who who reach the pinnacle of their fields. Yeah, I don't think you can do stuff like that. I don't think you can do science. I don't think you can do art. I don't think you can do much. If you're too dreamy. I listen to some of this music. And that piece of music in particular, that great piece of music that I found, it's got a pretty good mood to it. Well, that's what I've made anyway. Yeah. And so I'll probably listen to a bit more. It's all good stuff. Some of it is most. It's pretty effective stuff. Now I'm going to have some crumpets and look out the window at the traffic. But, Oh, late last night, I talked about seizing the remote. And that's sort of a metaphor, isn't it? When you really think about it. And instead of going on about it, I'm going to let you think about it. Because that's a better way to make content.